Maple Collector here. Today I'm going to talk about my container garden. Actually do a little tour. I'm going to try to split this up into 3 separate episodes. Otherwise it'll run a little long. So I'm just going to kind of go through. I don't only have maples, I have other things, but mostly maples. So I'll just kind of go through what I have and try to remember them. I'm sure I won't be able to think of some of them as we're walking by. There's a lot of stuff to remember. Okay, start right here. Aloe Dorothei. There's a little pot with a few different succulents in it. Crassulas, Aniums, Forbia. There is Venetian. Cool leaves on that one. That one changes color. It's already not as bright red as it was just a couple weeks ago. It's a little more purpley now. Lime tree. That's a bear's lime. Koto no Ito. My little Koto no Ito. Grown quite a bit this year. Probably about a foot. A little succulent arrangement. I know most of you aren't succulent fans, although there's a lot of gardeners that do different things in this on this channel. I'm sure watching this. That's a cool plant. That's Puya chiliensis. You don't see that too often. Gets this giant, huge, cool yellow-green flower, but takes many years and has to get quite large before it actually blooms. Little Crassula imperialis in the driftwood. Agave, little shark, or royal spines. Little Echeveria. That is Kurenaijishi, which kind of reminds me of Goshiki Kotohime, but more of a kind of a reddish version of Goshiki Kotohime. They call it the red Makawa Yatsubusa. Doesn't really look like Makawa Yatsubusa to me. It still isn't all the way out, so it looks kind of spindly, but it looks kind of cool as the month progresses. Turns more green by summer. There's my Big Ruby Ridge, which I highlighted already. This is Silver Seedling, which I think is a seedling of, is it Silver Seedling? Yeah, I think so. Seedling of, can't think of the other white one right now. But everybody else who's watching is screaming at me, telling me the name. So it's a Korean fir, Abies coreana. Over here we have, this is Relish. Cool variegation. You have to look at it close to really see it though. The two greens become a little bit more contrasting closer to summer. Back there is Acer cerulatum, which is a Taiwanese maple related to Acer palmatum. This kind of tall one here is Shadava Gold. Here, this one's kind of cool. Everybody seems to like this one. Changes colors quite a bit. That's Nathan. Acer palmatum Nathan. More succulents. Those are Haworthias. They're not. They've changed the genus on both of these, and it's not Haworthia anymore. But basically, they're Haworthias. That is a gold coin. Scots pine. A couple more succulents. This used to be cool, but it's kind of died back. I think it's a monocarpic one. So, but part of it, I think, little offset survives. So hopefully it grows back. That's Crassula geometricans. Sedum. This one has a long name, Nossenbergii, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, more succulents. My little Makawa Yatsubusa back there. Bought that real tiny as like a little liner. It's starting to really take off. Back here, this is a Japonicum palmatum hybrid, gossamer. There you have a really cool variegate, Crataegifolium veitchii, or veitchii. Agave. Beautiful tree here that I really like, Johan. That's a Shirasuanum palmatum hybrid. Really neat, kind of, I guess they would call it almost a reticulate. Will's Divine, Willie D, Elmwood, whatever you want to call it. This one's got multicolored leaves, changes quite a bit. By summer though, it's just kind of a green. You can the reticulation isn't quite as impressive in the summer. Some more Echeverias. That's a Grinovia. That's my big Wilson's Pink Dwarf, which is not really dwarf. It's actually one of my bigger trees. This really cool one here I got from Mr. Maple. I love it. This is Acer Siboldianum Yoyoigasa. Really starting to take off. Getting some nice size on it. Still small, but big small, if that makes sense. Back here in the shade is Viridis. The form of Viridis I have, it burns in the summer in the sun, so I got to keep it in the shade. This cool color changing lace leaf, Dissectum, Chantilly lace. That is Seunkaku. Almost similar to Makawa Yatsubusa. Smaller leaves though, and at a lighter color. Oh, this is not silver seeding. This is silver show. Right? Aves Coriana silver show. This is Peve starfish or PV starfish. See the white flies caught in the webs. I have a plum tree. I'll talk about later. It's a neighbor's plum tree that has tons of aphids and white flies, and they shed down onto my garden, which is wonderful. Here we have Picea orientalis Skylands, just coming out. One of the more popular conifers. Really cool. This is a red pine, Japanese red pine, little baby Caesarinis, variegated. Carson's Winter Gold. That's a Mogo pine, Pinus Mogo. That is all gold, Juniperus conferta. Pelargonium. Don't ask me which cultivar. I'm not really good with those. I'm not that into them, but I do like them as an accent plant and give some color. Oh, Mulan, Jaluba, Hallam, Maluba, Juba. That is a Thuya, not Placata, Thuya, the other Thuya, the Oriental one, Orientalis, Thuya Orientalis. I'm really messing up my names here. I know that's not what it is, but it's a Thuya. Okay, so this one that's not out yet is a Circinatum, Acer Circinatum. That's Monroe. It's a pretty good size Monroe. Really pretty tree, but they don't come out until May for me. Esk Sunset. Beautiful tree. Acer Platanus-esque sunset. Great leaves on that one. Right down here is my Acer japonicum fairy lights. Behind that is Felice, Acer palmatum Felice. Right here we have Acer palmatum Radiant. Nice, consistent, variegated maple. There is Pinus parviflora Kobe. Baby, obviously. Just starting to come out is Arium. Acer shirasawanum Arium. Everybody loves that one for good reason. Although it's very slow and kind of touchy. That's a cordyline called Torby Dazzler. Back there is a Canadian hemlock, Everett's Gold. Not gold because I keep it in the shade. My black dragon, can't really see it. It's hidden back here. Cryptomeria japonica. A couple zonal pelargoniums. Acer japonicum Oisami. Love that one. Beautiful tree. Of course, from yesterday, Ukagumo, Acer palmatum Ukagumo, floating cloud. Allen's Gold, rough bark, Acer palmatum. Down there, it's kind of hidden. That's a fern spray, Chamaecyparis obtusa. Usagumo, Acer pictum, subspecies mono, Usagumo. There we have Yamanishiki, Acer palmatum. Not much reticulation this year, just a little bit. A few leaves. Beautiful. I don't know if I have the right conditions for this one to completely get its variegation. The Higasiyama types, I think, like colder winters to have their full color. Don't quote me on that though. I need to do more research on that one. But from what I've seen, that seems to be the case because some people have these really beautiful eye candies and Higasiyamas, and they seem to have pretty cold winters, and their trees seem to leaf out later than mine. So, thinking that could be part of it. That is a Kalanchoe, oak leaf Kalanchoe. It used to be huge, and I cut it down and planted the top of it. This is the top of it that I planted last summer. Kalanchoe, can't think of which one it is right now. There's a rose. Not too into roses, so I don't really know which rose that is, but it's pretty when it starts to bloom. That is Picea omarica pendulabrans, little one. It's growing nicely though. Forgot what agave that's called. Little variegated agave, little pygmy agave. A couple more Grenovias. That's Aloe Watkinsii. Really neat aloe. Here's my Jordan. Acer shirasawanum Jordan. Mystic Macawa. Acer palmatum Mystic Macawa. Awesome tree. Little Lillian Jewel back there. Amber Ghost. Not out all the way yet. So it looks kind of sparse, but real pretty once it comes out. Also not out all the way, but a favorite of people, the Acer shirasawanum Autumn Moon. Very pretty tree. Another rose that I don't know the name of. Let's see. Josine Hannay, or Hannett. A couple of agaves, agave utahensis and agave titanota blue, and that's a subspecies of utahensis. I can't remember the subspecies. That is a Orostachys from New York Arboretum. It has like a letter number name, like KN4 or something like that. Anyway, it's kind of a rare Orostachys little baby. There's a South African bulb, Ferraria crispa. Really cool flowers when this one blooms. It still has a few blooms in it. This one goes dormant in the summer. Does real well in California because it doesn't get any water in the summer. And that's when it's dormant. And then once it starts to rain in November, December, and it starts coming up and blooms in the spring. Copper Spoons Kalanchoe. Kind of a pretty succulent. Little arrangement with just some various things I have. These are Orostachys japonica. Neat Orostachys. And Echeverias, little babies. Those are more baby Echeverias. I think I'll stop there. So that's part one. So I'll do 3 parts. Anyway, that's my container garden. I'll see you guys probably tomorrow. Like and subscribe, comment. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. I try to answer when I can. So we'll see you soon.